You don't need 100 rolls of toilet paper, because here's what's happening. Now, the Scots have like a day's worth left.
Yeah. I remember laying down on the couch and I flipped the news on, so we hadn't really been watching it. And after about an hour and a half, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to run to the store. They're going to shut down restaurants. That means everybody's got to cook. This is a time where it's forcing you to go, who are you though, like apart from your business?
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Go Live with me, Joshua Scott, but I've got a very fun special guest on today's Go Live. This is
my fun.
Your fun, among other things. This is my significant other, Mrs. Joanna Scott. Say what's up.
What's up? I have been your missus for a long time.
So
we're way past Miss Joanna. How many years?
24.
Good job.
Yep.
Keeping track.
Yep. Next year is the big 25. I don't know what we're going to do for that.
I think we should do something for sure.
Yeah.
Celebrate. That's a really huge milestone, isn't it?
Yeah. What would be top of your list?
Probably renewing our vows somewhere in Europe.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Italy, Ireland.
Maybe not Italy right now.
Okay. Too soon. Wow.
That wasn't funny, actually. But I actually mean that. I don't know about.
Well, I meant like a year and a half from now. Well, sure. Italy is probably fine.
We'll be recovered and thriving.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But or I don't know, in Ireland sounds fun. France, Paris.
Yeah. Well, we prefer and love international travel, so probably somewhere out of the country.
Yeah. Well, guys, what's up? Coming to you live from the home. It is 6 p.m. here, East Coast time. Not sure where you guys are at, but man, I just drove back from the office and it's beautiful outside. I think it's like 64.
Yeah.
And it seems like the whole neighborhood is outside. Blue skies, which is just awesome. And under normal circumstances, it would be one of those amazing spring days, that we have here in the Midwest. But definitely feel like a little bit of hope outside too, like maybe this won't last as long as we're thinking. And
well, I don't know where you're from. So we're from Columbus, Ohio. New Albany is a suburb, kind of northeast of Columbus. And it has been so rainy and freezing and windy. Yeah. And I mean, the kids and I try to go out we've been getting out every day and like doing runs. I run, they ride their bikes or scooters or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I mean, we were wiped out with rain on at least 2 of them, like torrential downpour. So it's just, Ohio can have a lot of gray skies, and that really, I mean, people joke about it, but it's actually not funny when you live here all the time.
Yeah.
Like all of my California, Folsom, California people.
You know who you are.
And all the Sedona people, Arizona. I'm like, my goodness. I mean, I just feel like their happiness level is probably up a couple notches.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that people deal with more anxiety and depression in really dark gray areas of the country.
Yeah, no, I don't know that a lot of us feel like, me in particular, feel like I have seasonal depression, but when you get to this time of the year and then you have a day like this, you're like, oh my gosh, maybe I do. And I just didn't know it because of the way it makes you feel. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. If you're watching live now, we definitely got some viewers jumping on. Give us a little comment on where in the country you're at and what the weather's like there. We'll give you a little shout out for sure. I noticed you've already got it's 6 o'clock here, so it's officially happy hour time. A little rosé all day. Cheers.
But this is not, now let me preface this. We know all of our dental friends and people are not wine drinkers or alcohol drinkers. Totally fine. Josh and I we didn't even drink anything till we were like 30. Just personal preference.
Whole nother story.
But for another day. I'm just saying that. Grab your juice, your coffee, your tea, whatever you have, and you can have a happy hour with whatever you're drinking. That's my point.
Yeah.
But this little vineyard, if you do enjoy wine, this little vineyard is amazing. The founder owner is Jan Forth. So it's Forth Vineyards in Sonoma, California, and one of the most beautiful vineyards, the best priced, most tasty wine, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah. And I should have, I'll have to tag Jan.
Support your small businesses right now, right?
Yeah. I'll have to tag Jan in this post later. But the backstory was I was setting up a corporate event in Sonoma years ago. This would have been, 2009, I think, is when I went. I was so like literally 10 years ago, setting up some corporate events. And Gary Vaynerchuk actually sent me Jan's contact. I reached out to him. I had some contact with him. So I reached out and said, hey, who would you recommend? He gave me a short list of everybody in Sonoma. I was trying to get clients more intimate kind of experiences with winemakers and wine growers. And so I went and sat down with a bunch of clients on Jan's deck and just had this amazing intimate wine experience. And you were coming out, that was like on Tuesday. You were coming out there on Wednesday to meet me and hang out the rest of the time. And so I asked her, I was like, can I organize like a picnic, like this romantic picnic here on your property with you?
Every girl's dream right there. Did you hear that?
And she was totally good with it. She's like, of course, we'll just, clear out. So, I mean, we went to the market, got some baguettes and cheese, and
that's before we were gluten-free and all the
for sure.
Free.
But went out there, just had a fabulous time, and signed up with her wine club, and we've been on that ever since. So like 2 shipments a year for 10 years. So love her wine, especially the All Boys Cabernet and the Rebecca Vineyard Cabernet are amazing. So check her out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
she's just an all-around good person.
Oh yeah. So
how are you?
I'm
we should
good.
Probably start with a status update.
Yeah. For sure. What's up? Brandon Pryor is on here from the STL.
Coolest logo ever, or one of them.
Drinking your Midwest Mosa. I'm not even sure what that is, but it sounds amazing. Ratcliffe, cheers, guys. This may come as a surprise, but I have a beer in my hand. Completely expected.
We're not surprised, Ratcliffe.
Seth Conley, not surprising at all that you're talking wine. I know. It's fair. You were there, man, at Fourth Vineyard. You were there. You were part of that.
Right.
So
It's fine. Well, we have to do our first cheers.
Okay.
Right. Cheers to getting through this crazy season.
Yeah.
Together.
Day 10?
I think so.
Yeah. Cheers to getting through day 10. So super good. What was your question?
How are you?
How am I? That's
how was your day?
Day was good. I did a Facebook Live with the making of Ashley and Michael earlier today.
That was so good.
Oh, thanks.
They're so fun.
Yeah, and it was like I think we could have structured that maybe better, but honestly, they're like my people, and just getting on and talking and connecting was huge.
Well, they're super conversational too,
Yeah. And then just back-to-back phone calls the rest of this afternoon. The upside was they're all new client potential, calls. So those haven't canceled. And everybody's just kind of in different spots. I mean, some people are, distracted by it and want to kind of wait. Some people are like, this is a really great time to get started on a project like this.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you guys have time? I'm like, yeah, we got time right now. So, so it's been good. It's been encouraging for sure. It's like that where there's chaos, there's opportunity as well. But,
definitely.
So busy day, and it probably just depends. I mean, I don't know. It was definitely rough. I think just the whole being at home and the uncertainty and kind of waiting some things out, not knowing, it's tough. It wears for sure.
I think this whole thing, it's like an emotional roller coaster, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I find points through the day where I'm doing great. I wake up and I'm like, today's the day. Yes, this is awesome. And we're going to hear hope and, whatever, like resources and legislation is going to be passed, right? Stimulus packages, whatever they are. And then I don't know, through midway, I'm really struggling with my demeanor, and just like my positivity and mindset overall. Yeah. So
yeah, I know
it's something to really like keep in check. And I think it's really important to have people in your life that you're talking to every day. Mm-hmm. I know I have a couple of friends and we're doing like Marco Polos every day now.
Yeah.
And you know who you are, my girls.
Marco Polo crew. So,
but we like check in on each other, and it's really, I don't know, I feel like supported and safe, and we all live in different states, but we're there for each other. And
yeah. No, I want to ask you kind of some of your tips with that. I know Brandon actually explained what a Midwest mimosa is. It looks like it's orange juice because of the vitamin C, but instead of champagne, he's substituting with Busch Light. Good job, bro.
I don't know if we should comment on that.
Seth, yeah, man. Yeah, that was Seth comments bacon with a maple syrup finish. So the funny part was Jan 4th was letting us try a Syrah, and she's like, she's going around the group like, hey, encouraging, like what's everybody getting on the palate. So I just kind of jump in and I'm like, I'm like, that feeling when you wake up in the morning and you smell bacon in the house, like your mom's cooking bacon and you got the whiff of maple syrup, and it's like this big breakfast of pancakes, maple syrup, sauce. I'm like, that's what's in this wine. And he kind of looks at me and he's just like, I'm getting a little eggs over my hammy, like Denny's breakfast. I'm like, dude, shut up. I'm trying to be serious right now. So that's what that is. Sadie, you guys look amazing. Thank you. Sarah Ritchie, every day check in. Yep. Triple
Love
heart.
you, Sarah.
Jenna Thompson, you're not alone. Keep these positive vibes up. Thanks for being you. Josh Ratcliffe, that's what I'm talking about. Brandon Pryor, dude, don't encourage that. A mimosa with Busch Light.
That's only in desperate times.
Only in quarantine.
Yes.
A quarantine approved drink.
Right.
So,
I think something we've found recently, and actually you mentioned it, you were talking with Michael and Ashley earlier on the Making Of group, if you are a startup, go over there and jump into their group. They are just really the leading voices with all things startups, or one of the leading for sure. But I think earlier you guys were talking about how easily panic can spread. And I know we've had a few just like interactions with people, like in grocery stores. Like, is anyone else searching for toilet paper right now? Is it just Ohio? What on earth, everyone? Like, I just want to tell the world, calm down. You don't need 100 rolls of toilet paper, because here's what's happening. Now, the Scots have like a day's worth left. Yeah. I'm not asking for pity. You don't even need to ship me anything. I'm begging everyone to calm down in New Albany with purchasing the toilet paper seconds after they stock it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, because how many stores have you been to?
Basically every day. It's like this hunt. I go to 2 or 3 every day.
I know. And you get rumors like, oh, we're getting some this afternoon, but then by the time you get there, it's like it's...
I'm very goal oriented and driven. And we both have, we want to
conquer the toilet paper. And it's not happening.
So when it doesn't happen, it just is like a blow. I mean, it's really not good. Yeah. It's not good for my soul.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm like, we didn't have a toilet paper shortage before this.
Until someone started it.
Well, and I'm like, and it's, people aren't using more toilet paper now. So like we were fine. But yeah, so all of you that have 2 pallets in your basement, thank you for causing us stress.
So panic spreads, right?
Yeah.
Like
that's your point.
Panic mindset spreads. It does.
Good point.
And I ran into someone, just a stranger, and he started telling me, check all your credit cards, my debit cards, and the banks are pulling all the money. They won't give you money. And I mean, I felt my anxiety just all of a sudden, like, I don't know this man. He's just sharing information. We were just in the freezer aisle. I mean, panic spreads, like negativity spreads really fast. Yeah. And so I think it's really, it'd be really good for us to all just be really mindful of that, careful of what we're saying and repeating, or how we're even interacting with strangers. Like, it's okay. Like right now we're all in this quarantine. And so I'm finding that even if I run out, like take my kids outside, no one looks at each other right now. No one's saying hi or smiling. And so I don't know. I'm struggling with some of that. I don't like it.
Yeah. I think, and I see these comments are kind of disappearing as people give them, but Rebecca, thank you for offering to give us some. Appreciate it. Ratcliffe, just take some from the office.
Thanks,
good idea.
Sis.
Brandon said he's in quarantine. He's like, what do you expect? I'm like, I know. And then Jay Moore said beer mosa. And listen, like, I think Brandon's Midwest Mosa is getting more play right now than what's
up, people?
Actually being real. Tyler Brady, keep it real and choose positivity for sure.
I can't see my face in this view now, but that's fine.
I know I cut you off. You're up here a little bit. We got a dual screen action.
Delay that.
Scott Smith, I just need bleach. I'm cleaning mildew on a boat. That's what's up. Jay Moore, come to our neighborhood. There's so many people out with their families. I know for sure. Yeah. Same thing here.
Yeah.
No, but I made that kind of analogy with the making of group today was, like how many people does it take to instigate panic on a plane?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if like all of a sudden you have turbulence, I mean, 3 people can throw a plane, 170 people into a panic for sure. And so even though there's 167 people that could be remaining calm. So it's just that like importance of keeping calm. We need lots of calm voices right now. Josie says, you look beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Josie, I washed my hair.
Oh, are you talking about her? So I thought you were talking about me.
She's not talking to you.
Well, I'm going to take it as a compliment.
No, you're not. She's not saying you're beautiful.
So no, we need lots of voices right now to stand up and be calm for sure.
Well, and I think that mindset really starts with us, right? And I know that you and I have been, listen, people, just to be real, we're in this with you. We're also business owners. We're, working around the clock, coming up with like ideas and ways that we can push through this, professionally, personally. So we're trying to find our new normal in the middle of this, not like very abnormal time.
Yeah.
But I think fighting for that habitual routine that is going to help you feel calmer, when those bumps come along the way over the next few weeks is really, really important.
Yeah.
And I know you've been doing a few things in the mornings really consistently.
Yeah.
Do you want to share about that?
Yeah, no, for sure. Josie just verified that she was talking to me too. And then Sarah jumped in and said, I look beautiful as well. So
girls, what are you doing? Stop.
I just wanted to say that I know what I'm talking about.
I know who they love the most.
Darren, thanks for sharing our content yesterday. Yeah, I think for me, I immediately realized Monday, even though it was going to get a little crazy just communicating with the team. This was last Monday. I got up an hour earlier because I was like, I got to get my mindset right. It was so strange. We landed Sunday late afternoon from New Orleans, from the Delivering Wow conference.
Yeah.
And it was almost like we were in this bubble while we were there. Like we're watching this stuff go down but we were just like focused. Like I was a closing speaker.
Right.
Like you just got, we're there. We left on Wednesday and then stuff started happening. So we kind of missed that tipping point. We ended up in New Orleans. And so when we came back, it was really weird. And I remember laying down on the couch and I flipped the news on because we hadn't really been watching it. And after about an hour and a half, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to run to the store. They're going to shut down restaurants. Right. That means everybody's got to cook. The
gravity of it really hit us once we were home and got, threw our bags inside the door and started watching the news updates. Yeah.
And I'm starting to write down notes on, okay, we got to communicate to the team tomorrow. We got to pivot. I'm like calling Joe, my co-owner at Studio 88, and we're talking on Sunday night. I'm like trying to go to Kroger and I can't get a spot. I'm like 13 rows away and it's like on the border of panic in there. And so anyway, I say all that to go, I knew Monday morning, it was like, I got to get up an hour early, even though I don't want to. And I've been traveling and at a deficit. I got to get my mind right. So my routine has been one of those things that's been crucial through this. And every day since then, I've been setting aside roughly an hour in the morning to just make sure like I'm putting into myself. I'm like taking a moment to breathe.
Right. You're reading some poetry.
Yep. I'm reading a book.
Spiritual poetry.
Rumi. Yep. Who's a Parisian poet. I could grab it. It's in my office.
Awesome.
But yeah, and a friend gave that to me 2 weekends ago for my birthday. Jay, what's up, Jay? If you're out there. But yeah, it was just good timing and been reading that. So it's just been awesome. Just kind of reset. If you follow me on Instagram stories, you see one every now and then. I just put one up just to kind of get us thinking on something different. But yeah. And then Mark Costas, his 4 Futures journal, he gave that to me a couple weeks ago on my birthday as well. So just like some well-timed birthday gifts. I was like, oh, this is appropriate. I've got what I need. What's up, Bill Trout? We're continuing on. That's so good to hear. Whitney, my favorite couple. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Whitney.
What's up? Seth, fighting for that habitual routine for sure. Bill, months away from being considered a senior at 60, so you can shop for toilet paper early. Yeah, man, I know. Guys are ruthless right now. The store's open early and it's gone. So, but yeah, tell me a little bit about your kind of routine.
Well, a few years ago, probably a little less than that, I knew that I needed, I kind of went through just I was really at a crossroads professionally. And so I started thinking about, learning how to meditate. So fast forward years later, I really have, listen, I am not a meditator. Like I'm just prefacing this. Like I'm not Shaquila Ngati, like Dr. Shaquila Ngati. There are just so many people that really can speak to meditation better than me. However, I've discovered that even short amounts, even if you are a beginner and you want to start with like 10 minutes, meditation really releases incredible hormones into our immune system. I don't know if you guys know that. So like oxytocin, serotonin, like the love hormone, good feel hormone, right? All of that stuff is really great at increasing your immune system and helping.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Sorry.
Helping, decrease anxiety. And so that has definitely become a part of my morning routine, unless something, out of the normal really disrupts that. And definitely like scripture reading has been, I use like the YouVersion app. And so that's a thing I do. Journaling. I'm huge into that. And just kind of like documenting my journey along the way is important to me to be able to go back and reflect on that.
Yeah.
Especially when you go through times like this, One thing I did learn about journaling though, that I will caution you is sometimes if you're in a really negative, let's say your mindset is in a negative place, it might not be the best thing for you to reflect on that visually. And it can be a way for you to really kind of externally process, get it all out.
Yeah.
However, I've found in my journey that sometimes journaling too much can actually have a negative effect, because you're looking at, you're almost reinforcing a negative thought pattern or, So I think that, journaling and writing things that are inspiring you, how can I look? Really the question that I have been asking every day, how can I find the opportunity in this day?
Yeah.
Like,
because
personally, professionally, like where is that opportunity? Because
journaling can be like if you're using it as this like authentic, transparent tool, then you're saying that could feed into some of that where you're like, I don't feel positive right now.
Yes.
That type of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Or just maybe, writing down your negative thoughts like over and over every day. What I found personally, again, this is just me, is really meditating and thinking on visuals and things that are super positive and inspire you is a much better way to go.
Yeah. Watching Parks and Rec helps too.
Definitely.
Just FYI.
We pretty much rotate between I feel like our life is intense. Tim and I have intense personalities, and we do love, we love Breaking Bad. Oh, what's so funny is people think that you're so chill.
I am chill.
Depends. Oh, you have your moments where you're not chill. We love Breaking Bad, Narcos, all those shows, right? But we also love to mix in the fun.
Yeah. I
think laughing is really important right now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. For sure.
Especially in the evening.
Yeah. And it's weird. It's almost like we're on the summer schedule too, because the kids are going to bed at like 9:30, Caden's getting to bed at 10. And so by the time you and I get a chance to like just settle down and turn on some Parks and Rec, it's like I'm going to bed at like 11.
Have to go to bed later.
I know, like 11:30 midnight every night, which is no good. So, but how's being a parent been playing into this as well? Because obviously like we're all just home now, but we're trying to work and get stuff done, and we're all homeschoolers now. Yeah. So that's not my gifting. Homeschooling. No. You're so good at it. I literally, I love all the homeschooling mamas that do that, and that's their thing and their passion.
I love my children to pieces. Nobody loves them more than me, maybe him. But I appreciate and will always defer to our educators, to our teachers that are so gifted to work with our kids and help them move along. So, but for me, parenting, I'm a routine person, and I found that kids thrive in structured environments, not over the top. It needs to be, somewhat flexible and give them room to, like not every minute has to be structured. I've gotten that feedback from our kids.
Yeah.
But setting a routine, I think during this time where everything is not normal is good and healthy for them.
Yeah.
And it's been cute. Like they've come to me and Aaliyah was upset one time and said, Mom, I really don't feel like I have any feedback or any input into the routine. And I was like, of course you do. Mm-hmm. Tell me let's compromise. No, you cannot be on your devices all day. I'm sorry. Like that is not happening. You have a scheduled screen time, and then we move on and we go outside and you have reading and, you can't be with your friends. So it is limited.
Yeah. Yeah. I think last Monday they all got up and there was a big Post-it note on the kitchen counter where we're sitting right now. And it was like, here's the schedule. And they were all like, what? We don't have school. Why is there a schedule? But like, we all know kids function way better on a schedule. And I mean, from the moment
you and I are also trying to work.
Well, yeah.
And so, it's this balance of juggling, being present with them.
Right.
And so we've been kind of tag teaming. I mean, I've taken more ownership in their day to day to free you up, but like, we're a team for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of share roles, but I mean, I think that schedule is so important. I mean, and you've always been great at that. I think from the moment they were born,
they're great sleepers.
Yeah. The sleep training, AKA schedule.
Young mamas, when they need to nap, bring them home in their bed the same time every day, and you will have the best nappers. I promise. And they'll sleep through the night. And I even remember the tricks for getting them to.
Yeah. But no, it's funny because I think we'd all agree that routine works with kids. It works with adults as well. And so,
and it creates calm.
Yeah.
Which really is.
Yeah. And we've both been chipping in. I mean, I think I did breakfast and lunch yesterday. I've been handling dinners at night.
You have stepped up your chef game. My goodness.
Is that a turn on?
I mean,
man that can make food. I don't think
we're talking about that right now, but like,
we can, certainly.
It probably is for all women across America. I mean, like their partner cooking is like, wow, amazing.
Yeah. What's up, Jennifer Young? She says hi.
Jennifer.
Josh Ratcliffe. I'm not trying to brag,
so
but this is like the 10th end of the world that I've survived. This too will pass. I know, buddy. Vince, what's up, man? How are you? Hey, any questions you guys have? Put them in the comments. I'm staying up on those. Let us know questions, business, parenting, whatever, just life.
Well, and one other way we've been working on just keeping calm is. What's so funny?
I don't know. Ratcliffe's like, oh my, the wine is kicking in. I'm not sure. Am I slurring?
No.
I've only had like this much.
Stop. We've known Josh Ratcliffe forever. Well, so CrossFit is closed.
Yep.
You do CrossFit.
Yep.
I do Orange Theory.
Yep.
I miss all my Orange Theory fam, but we'll be back. But so I don't know. We've been really getting in like workouts as much as possible. And man, I feel like everybody in the nation is running outside right now, which I think is so awesome.
Yeah.
Like if you were ever looking for something to kick your butt and just, do like a running challenge, now is the time.
Yeah.
Even when it's cold, just make yourself. When you come back, you feel invigorated. Yeah.
That's been the other part of my routine was it was like getting my head right in the mornings and really getting the kind of the mindset to face the day. But then noting that by the time I got to like 3 or 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, it was just like, man, just dealing with so much stuff and just uncertainty and talking with clients and stuff. It was just like, I just felt drained. So for me, getting a workout in the afternoon was huge. CrossFit, it's closed, but they've been providing, somebody just said, yes, Vince. Yeah. Oh yeah. Mrs. CrossFit New Albany. I know, but they've been sending, weekly or daily workouts, that are way more friendly for at home. I realized downstairs, one of our beams I could do pull-ups on. So that was huge. That was a game changer. Yeah. Yeah. Seth says, I've had some of Joshua Scott's dinners and they are legit. By the way, what's for dinner? Tonight is a curry and rice noodles with snap peas.
I had to really go hunt for coconut milk.
Yeah,
I couldn't find it in any of the stores.
Yeah. But anyway, our kitchen door over here, I actually have meal planned for the week. So, so that's, last night was a little pasta bolognese with a beet salad. So that's what that was. Jeff Richardson, this is fourth rosé. You have to go back and watch the beginning of this this video because we talk about that little vineyard from Sonoma. So good to see you on, bro.
Miss you, Jeff.
Yeah, but so I think just the workout routine, the mental routine has been huge.
And then checking in with your partner.
Yeah.
I think that's really important.
Yeah.
And we've been doing that every day. We kind of have a check-in point, like beginning of the day, end of the day, how are you doing? And just gauging where stress levels are and, how can we be there for one another?
Yeah.
My thought and probably encouragement to all couples and partners out there is you can actually come out of this closer and better friends.
Yeah.
I think if you look at how much time you're going to be spending, just proximity and just even, my goodness, I think that's a great goal to aspire to. What can I do for my person so that we feel closer when we're on the other side of this,
Yeah. Yeah. I think just overall, it's like, I don't know, business consumes so much of our life that when you pull that out, people are literally freaking out because of it. Right.
Yeah.
Like somebody forcefully almost took your business away for this time. And so it's like, I think those people that have their identity wrapped up in that, in like what they do, this is really, really difficult.
Well, even for us, that's so true.
100%.
Yeah.
This is a time where it's forcing you to go, who are you though? Like apart from your business,
yes.
Like apart from what you do,
that's a really great point.
Where's your value?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think like that and going, okay, well, so I'm not going to derive value from the business right now, but I can derive value from lots of other things that probably maybe even should have been there more to begin with, like your relationship with your partner, relationship with your kids. I know so many people are doing CE and reading and like investing in themselves.
Hobbies outside of business.
Yeah. I mean, getting back into working out, like because we've neglected that. I mean, some people are like, well, I might as well go run.
Yeah.
It's been a year. So I think it's like some of this, the silver lining, bright side of it is it's forcing some of us to recognize some of the good habits that we should have been having through this time of investing in ourselves and not just wrapping up our identity in a business so much.
Right. Yeah. And really just finding that clarity on who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%. Swearingen says bourbon and cookies over here.
Just straight bourbon, Swearingen?
That's how he rolls. Faux show. I would love to know what kind of bourbon and what kind of cookies. Is that a good like mix?
Are they gluten-free? Swearingen?
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Sarah Ritchie, I found an online kickboxing live classes on Insta that are fun. Dan O'Rourke is in a 30-day cleanse over there.
Whoa, yeah. Dan. Wow. Him and Joy are so cool.
Yeah.
I want to be them when we grow up.
I know. Live in Montana and everything, like that whole thing. No, but I think like checking in with your person is huge. I know like yesterday, it's safe to say like yesterday was a rough day for you for sure.
It's just the dishwasher.
Oh, I was like, what is that? It's just even like emotionally, I think, energy wise.
I know. I don't really know what was going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was sleeping well, getting, I think, caught up from DWOW. I didn't sleep a lot there. And that's just me, just at conference life. But yeah, the last 2 nights, I think lack of sleep is huge for me, really. And I've dealt with insomnia on and off for a few years. So when I don't get it, I don't feel myself.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I know like I was having a tough morning today. Like you came down and I was just in my office getting ready and kind of walking through phone calls for the day and everything. And I was like, man, it's just tough, just, I don't know. Sometimes like there's no rhyme or reason. It just hits you in different ways. Yeah. I mean, the truth of it is like, I've walked here into the kitchen and almost, kind of started breaking down crying with you. Cause it was just like, I mean, last week, especially, like, this is so hard. And then there's times where I'm tired. There's times where it's like, then there's times I'm like, hey, we're going to be okay. Like, we're fine.
Right.
And then the next morning I'm like, I don't know, it's all going to end. So it's just crazy.
And I think there's a huge weight, like the business owner mindset is, you're not just thinking about protecting your own assets or your own income or, financial future. You're thinking of the team.
Yeah.
So how often, does the team at Studio 88 and their livelihood and well-being cross your mind?
Oh, like, I mean, every day is not even an exaggeration because it's way more than that.
Yeah,
for sure. It's constant. So, couple questions here. So Swearingen gives some clarity. It's Cheryl's sugar cookies and 4 Roses small batch. Well done, sir. Dan O'Rourke, how to slow down, help. And then 2 questions here from Seth and Josh Moore, similar. Seth says, how have you guys balanced the workday from home life while working from home? So many of us aren't used to working from home and maybe struggling to find that balance. And Jay Moore says the same thing. For people working from home every day, how are you mentally separating work and home life?
I can jump in on that.
Yeah.
I think that, so the crew at Studio 88, everybody works, the majority of the week work remotely. We're in the office, a couple days a week together. So I think this is a common, so for that team, this is a very common understood conversation. But for people who are typically, out at a 9 to 5 at an office, I think you need a designated workspace that when you walk in, you feel at peace and it's not chaotic. And even if you are, let's say you don't have that extra room in your home right now, you're probably going to have to get creative.
Yeah.
And you can, right? Humans are resilient and creative, and you can find a spot, a nook in your house where you can go and be your best self in that moment on work, and then leave work in that space, and then go be present with your family or your partner or whoever's there.
Yeah.
I think really just doing it in chunks of time, few hours here, few hours personal, and going and being present, putting away devices, phone, like after 5 or 6, whenever you're done. And you're there playing board games. I played Battleship with the kids last night, and
I think having that workspace, dedicated workspace is good. It's just kind of go zone out. I think, again, going back to the routine with the kids is huge. They still, even though there's no school and Aaliyah's technically on spring break, we've had kind of learning time throughout the day. I think giving the kids like independence is another thing. Like, and we probably have always done that. As like, we expect a high level of independence from our kids. You're probably like, where are they at right now? Caden actually went down. I dropped him off at the basketball court down the street to go play with some friends. Yeah,
he was just texting me, and I was like, "Oh, buddy,
when do you want to come get me?
We
Not
can't
now.
Get you.
We're live."
That's how we handle independence.
Yeah, we're like, nope, can't do it. Sorry. Figure out a different way to get home.
You're on your own. Walk home. It's not far.
I know, it's like a mile or a quarter. He's fine. And then Aaliyah is just playing by herself right now, right? Yeah. And she's our reader. She's our creative, like independent time girl. So that works. But I don't know, man. I think people get hard on themselves too. Like, I have kind of embraced the fact that our kids see us work a lot, and they know that we run a business, and we're pretty transparent with them about that. And so I think that there's a lot of good that comes with that. I think as parents, if we're not careful, we can correct it. So seeing you work and knowing like, okay, this is parents' work time, I think is good. Obviously that works when they're older and they can understand that. But yeah, I know Ariel, hey Ariel, thanks for jumping on. She says, how do you manage who does what with kids on which day of the week, or balancing who has how much work versus who does more?
That's probably... Well, I would start with good communication with your spouse or partner. Definitely begin there. And what is on your plate today? What do you need to, accomplish, and vice versa? And then and then come to a compromise, negotiation, whatever it is. I mean, listen, come on, people. Marriage is all about good negotiation. Am I right?
Yeah.
You want to sum it up? 25 years, learn to negotiate like attorneys or something.
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness, really just communicate with your spouse and partner and let them know what your needs are. How do you feel? Check in. I think that's so important. And then do a personal check-in and a professional check-in, right?
Yeah.
And just support one another however you can. And listen, some of the gentlemen that are all at home that are not used to being at home, let me just encourage you. Like if you're in more of a traditional, place where you're typically gone and whether your wife works or not, typically a lot of women, they run the homes. That's very common. Mm-hmm. I do. Ask Aaliyah who the boss is of the home. Me. What was I saying? You were so distracting.
It was super good though.
I was just going to encourage the guys out there to,
get their crap together. Take
a deep breath, but jump in.
Yeah.
Maybe cook a meal or do some dishes, laundry, like be there, be present. And maybe some of the spaces that you're typically not.
Yeah.
I think that's important. It's amazing how many brownie points and admiration you'll get from the other members of your family. And it's a great example for your children to see their dad or their mom, whoever is, typically the main provider, like jumping in maybe in spaces that they don't normally because there's time to, or there's the need to.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've had a very much 50-50 kind of approach to that. It's really never been, despite our career situations, it's never been the majority of it. I mean, look, you step up so much of the time and so much of it falls on you.
Well, you have a travel schedule. I'm not always with you.
Right. Right. So some of that is like when she knows that I can't be flexible, she steps up, right? If I'm on today I'm on live.
I run it all, people. When he's gone, I'm like, Mama's the boss. He's gone. We're doing takeout. Come on.
But yeah, some of it is we've set up a schedule. We're both typically in the business on Monday, all day meetings. So we have help, on that day if the kids aren't in school. Tuesdays is what I call flex day, where I'm available for the kids and I kind of prioritize her to go do her thing. Wednesday through Friday, we've come to an agreement where if I have to travel or do meetings, I have flexibility to schedule that. But then there's things I love. Like I love cooking. So I take the lead on that. I mean, every Sunday I sit down and meal prep, for the week.
And I'm just like, follow your dreams, Josh. Just, that's what you're feeling. I'm not going to stand in your way. Yeah. Right, ladies? So,
we kind of share the load, but I think right now it's been a little tricky, but there's just been the kind of that ebb and flow and okay, sometimes the kids need time on their own. Sometimes Joanna has to cover for me. Sometimes I'm covering. Like yesterday, I tried breakfast, lunch, and dinner and homework with the kids and all that to give you some time to, in your office with the door shut, to just get some things done, Well, yeah. And I think that to just parents, adults out there, sorry, we'll move on past this because not everybody has kids, so it's probably not as engaging, but I think it is okay to sign off. If everyone is not going to be physically harmed, it's okay to say, Mom is done for the day. Yeah. It is okay that is one of the hardest things for me to do. And sometimes I have to have someone tell me, sit down. You don't have to do anything else. Yeah. Your value is not in just what you do in a spotless home. And I definitely think there's a balance there, and it's okay to not be everything for everyone right now. So I would encourage parents to just take a deep breath and show yourself grace, show your partner grace, talk with your kids, be as open as you can. If you have littles and they don't understand, I get that. Ours are 14 and turning 10. So we've been way more real about what's going on and why, when everybody else, not everyone, but let's say, I think they see a lot of our people, neighbors, just the community, just out a lot and, working in the yard and all that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I haven't had a moment to even think about that. Yeah. I'm there with the kids or I'm working. That's what's happening right now. Yeah. Yeah. Josh Moore, you guys certainly have some cool workspaces set up. Thank you. I saw your guys' as well. So good job there.
Yeah.
Randy Lays. Hey, Randy, what's up? He says, I'm sure Caden won Battleship.
Randy, Dr. Lays? He did not just say.
Yeah, I know he did. It's in the comments.
He did win, but let me tell you, I'm a fierce competitor.
What?
I typically win Battleship, and I get a little bit intense.
Yeah. Yeah, I stay out of that. Jeff Richardson, what's your 30 to 45 day plan idea? I don't know.
Oh, business wise?
Yeah, maybe. Seth Conley, if Josh doesn't recognize the sound of the dishwasher, I think he needs to start scrubbing some dishes. It's messed up, bro. It's supposed to be you and me, so it's not cool. Josie, I don't run my home. I leave that to the expert. Well done. Shane Simmons is on. Laura Hatch is on. Laura Malley is on.
Oh my gosh.
Ariel Kuhn, gluten-free takeout. Yep.
Oh yeah, girl. If you need some places, I will tell you.
Laura Malley says, Michael does all of our cooking too. I feel for you guys. Great arrangement for me. Yeah. Well, you're caring for a newborn right now as well. So Swearingen says, Joanna orders a mean tray of sushi. She orders entirely too much sushi.
I do not like people to run out of food. So if you are in our circle and you are at any of the events that I run, you will leave happy and satisfied. Always. That's my commitment to you.
Vince said, have a good evening, you two. I'm being asked to measure for new blinds. It's fair enough. Yeah. Shane Simmons, how are you guys handling the uncertainty right now with the team members?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's a great segue.
And then Christy Carroll got on.
Oh, Christy! So many people I love. I feel honored.
Yeah. Oh, Scott's just jumped on. Hey guys, from down the street in New Albany. What's up, neighbor? Good question. And Shannon, you and I have talked a little bit this week, but yeah, no, it's tough. I think it was like, I always remember one of my favorite leadership mentors, experts, John Maxwell, always said, the first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. And I think in different situations, that means different things. But in this one, it was like, I think it was like, okay, this is what's happening. Like, let's define the reality of this. But then there's like mindset and perspective and like, okay, but we're all going to get through this. And so last Monday, sat down with the team and just said, guys, lots of people have lost their jobs and lots more are going to lose their jobs. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to affect us, but just know from my end, like I will do whatever I can and work as hard as I can to make sure that this has minimal effect. And so I think it was just a balance, but then we talked to them about mindset is huge. And this isn't a 2-week spring break, vacation. Vacation. Like I need you guys engaged. I need some of you stepping up, bringing your best talent right now. Like every client, every invoice, every communication is so critical. If there's anything, we escalated any invoicing issue straight to me to deal with. We put a freeze on all spending. So we give our team a good amount of autonomy with some spending in certain lanes, but we basically were just like, we need you to ask right now. And it's not about, you guys see that?
This is
the sun is setting here in the west.
But I don't want to cover up the windows. Do you feel me, people? And get blinds. Well, I basically have blinds in my home, but I don't on these.
Yeah.
So that lighting is just not attractive.
Right. So you can see that sun coming right in through that window. It'll heat up in here too. But yeah, no, I think that was it. I'm like, I know I'm not treating you like a third grader here asking about expenses, but we just need that right now. We got to have control and give us the best possible shot of getting through that. So, I think right now, again, day to day, it feels different. It just depends. Lost some revenue today, lost a huge chunk of revenue last week, just trying to manage that. Fortunately, we've had some margin, and I feel like we've been responsible with expenses and some of the profitability with the business that we've been able to absorb some of this. The question is just how long, right? Can we suck it up for 30 days? 100%. Can we go 2 or 3 months? Probably. If this starts to go longer, it's going to be an issue. But at the same time, we had a great new client week as well this week, which I was surprised. So,
which has been really interesting to just watch the market on the whole react, and how some people are, some people, obviously practice owners, are not practicing right now for the majority of them, except for emergency cases. And that's just still some of them. Some have completely closed their doors, right? So they have time to think about their brand and some of their marketing that they've been pushing off. So I think you're finding that in your phone calls, which has been really interesting. Obviously, that's a very recent development. And I think that some people could look at this that are, as completing some goals and some checklist,
the other side. Yeah. There's lots of people that are like, this is a great time to work on our brand. Mm-hmm. I've got dedicated time. Like, I'm so busy. The guy today on the phone was like, I'm too busy to figure out what my story is and work on my brand. He's like, so this is an ideal time. I'm like, yeah, 100%. So that's the other side of it.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I love what, had a live with Josie on Monday, 2 days ago. And she brought up the whole Black Swan thing. And it's a book by Nasir Talib that's out there. And it's this concept of like, everybody thought black swans didn't exist, but then one shows up. And it's kind of like these events, 9/11 was a black swan. The recession of 2008 was a black swan. This is a black swan. And I think that what's the lesson from that book and what she was bringing up that's so important is if we ignore and act like black swans don't exist, then we end up in really difficult situations when something like this happens. Yeah. And yesterday I was on the phone with Brandon Pryor, one of our startups in the St. Louis area, and said, hey, you're going to look back on this and go, I started a practice during the coronavirus pandemic. Like, that's going to be part of the story. People are going to be like, no way, how did that happen? That's cool. I told him, I was like, but dude, the main lesson here is remember this, because 7, 10, 12 years down the road, when the next black swan comes through, it's not a matter of like, I hope they never come through again. It's a matter of I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
And he talked about not being over leveraged on expenses and debt and some of those things, about like wanting to keep his team, because how hard is that right now to lose some of them.
And so, I know a lot of business owners are coming up with creative solutions. I heard, I won't name the company, but they did a, pay decrease across the board. They also offered employees, if they wanted to give up 3 months of their salary, then they could, trade that for stock in the company. Just different creative solutions are definitely happening right now, so that businesses can survive this. And I believe the stimulus package was also supposed to be passed today.
Yeah, I think I saw that it was.
So that was, I didn't get an update on that. And then there's obviously like SBA loans for small businesses. And I mean, I think what we're watching, somewhat from the sidelines, but also like daily, are all of the incredible voices that are doing lives and webinars right now with fantastic information. So if you are a practice owner, you're not alone. There's so many resources out there, and all of them are like coming together to share that information freely. We had Emmett Scott on yesterday on a Go Live. We have, Samantha Leonard with Streamline HR.
Yeah, Stream Dental HR.
Stream Dental, excuse me, my bad. And then Corey Pinniger with Call Force on Friday. And then next week we're booked as well. So we have a lot of...
Yeah, we're going to do 3 weeks of Go Lives, and then we'll kind of see where it goes from there. But yeah, I think, going just back to what you said, I think a lot of people have, like a bank line of credit in place. We've got SBA loans. So we've got some things to get through it. Some of it is just going to be like making sure if you start tapping into that line of credit now, and we're this early into it, that's the thing that gets a little tricky. And it's just making sure, like, because we've had that conversation as well, like, when do we use that? And if you're using that to operate for a long period of time, that, and these dental practices, like, there's going to be some start back up cost in there as well before revenue. Before revenue starts coming in. So I think it's like just knowing if you're going to dip into that, knowing that there's a runway and you see the end of it and can go, okay, it's for this time, we got this. So yeah, Josie says, gosh, so many great people on here. Rebecca Peterson, Dr. Ali, Ophelio, right next door, our neighbor.
Hi,
What's
Opie.
up? Probably lean out the back window and say hi. Josie, we are writing history now. That's 100% true. And I said that today on the Making Of group, I was like, this, look, coronavirus is part of the story. I mean, it definitely is now at this point. But perspective is it's going to be about this big of a part of the story. And it's not the end of the story, and it's not the summary of our stories. And so I think we have to keep that in perspective of everybody has a story here, and it's worth it. It's important.
Yeah. And it's kind of looking a little broken right now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that our world is very broken, and the pain point is obviously COVID-19, and dentistry has been hit hard. And like Josie said, this is rewriting history.
Yeah. So, but this doesn't define your story.
No.
Is it a chapter? I don't even know if it's a chapter. I think it's probably a paragraph or a couple sentences within a certain chapter, but it's not you. It doesn't define that. You're not the summary of this. And so, we'll all get through this. And I think if you can keep your eye on the opportunity, we're all going to look back and go, this was better because of that. This forced me to see some of these things. This instantly got better. This opportunity came up. And so,
and dentistry on the whole is one of the most resilient industries and has some of the most resilient people in it, whether you are the practice owner or a hygienist, or you are a COO, working at a practice. I don't care. I have just in the past 6 years been exposed to so many stories with so many incredible people that are overachievers. They're very driven. They're so talented. Their hearts are so big. And all of that is going to get us through this, right? It's going to get you through this.
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, that's, I hope this has been helpful. Did you have fun?
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
We're a little over an hour, but it's all good. Right. Hey, we're here to help. So if you need anything, please let us know. We've got a couple other go lives this week. I think we're going to do this again next Wednesday.
You and I?
Yeah. Or do we have somebody else booked for that?
Maybe. We're waiting. You want to do this every week?
We should do this on Wednesdays. Yeah, it'd be fun.
Do you think you guys could weigh in and let us know? We could do this once a week. It could be fun.
Yeah.
Just like our weekly check-in with the Scots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But love to hear from you guys. If you need help, please let us know. Otherwise, stay strong, stay safe.
And let us know if you need anything, really. Please. We're here for you. Like, we actually mean that. We're not just saying that.
Hopefully you're in a part of the country where the weather was turning today and is beautiful and is maybe giving you a little hope moving forward with this. So if we trust what the president says, by Easter everything will be open. Some people are not happy about that comment, but man, it'd be nice to see. So cool. Josie, date with the Scots. Yeah. You two rock. Thanks, Joanna and Josh. Can I get dough? Can I get dough? What is that? DOW? I don't know. Can I get some fourth cab? If you come over, you can absolutely have some fourth cab. Ariel, super thankful for both of you.
Rebecca will have a wear mask.
Yeah, I'm not sure your wife's gonna let you out of the house.
She won't let you out.
But if you can get over here,
Ariel, we're so thankful for you too.
Yes, for sure. So Ariel's been one of the team members that has stepped up ahead of our social media and is just helping clients communicate through this as well. So some of these positions in our company have been like business as usual, like we still need to produce what we're producing. And then some of them are like, we need voices. We need this, like Josie called it a tiger team of like those that can step up. And I'm like, gotta be flexible right now. Every day it's like, stuff's going on. So those guys are definitely producing. So guys, thanks for being on. Totally appreciate it. And let us know if we can help. Look for the next live. This one was way more attended than my other ones.
Really?
I mean, the comments, I think we're at 80 comments so far. So
that's fun.
Yeah, so we'll see how it all shakes out. But all right, are you good?
Yeah, good.
All right. We'll figure
Stay
it out.
Stay safe and healthy.
See ya.